Hi, class. These are the notes from section 4.1, translations. Okay, I did go over this in class already, but I just didn't make my recording yet. So you need to know, I'm going to flip over to the Smart Notebook where I wrote extra stuff down. So this whole chapter 4, is about transformations when you move or change an object in some kind of way. The new figure is called the image, and the original figure is called the pre-image. So it's important for you to know on a graph which figure is the pre-image and which one is the image. Okay? On the graph, the image, which is the new figure, the letters will always have tick marks next to them. That's how you know the image. The pre-image, there is no tick marks. Section 4.1 is all about translations, and that's when you slide an object. When you slide, you either go left, right, or up, down. When you slide a polygon, you slide it one point at a time. So like a triangle has 3 vertex points, all 3 points slid in the same direction, the same number of spaces. So here it says that you move 4 units left and 1 unit up. A lot of times the translation is given as a coordinate rule, which tells you which way the coordinates went. So on the x-axis, you go 4 to the left, and to the left is negative. And on the y-axis, 1 up means you went in a positive direction on the y-axis. You might see a coordinate rule in the form of a vector. Okay, so this is not an ordered pair. It's a vector letting you know which way the object was translated. The first number is the direction on the x-axis, and the second number is the y. So -4 means 4 to the left, and +1 means 1 up. So in this diagram, we see that the red figure has tick marks next to the letters, but not the blue figure. Therefore, the blue figure is the pre-image because it has no tick marks. If I look at point B and then B prime, I can see that the point moved to the right 3 spaces and then down 1. So as a rule, to the right is +3 on the x, and down 1 is -1 on the y. So here's my rule, my translation rule for this diagram. You might hear the term rigid motion a lot through this chapter, or even on the OST. If something is a rigid motion, your book says that it preserves length and angle measure. But what you need to know is a rigid motion will always maintain the same shape and same size. So I can have an object and I can decide to slide it or even turn it or flip it. If I do any of those things, the object does not get bigger or smaller and the shape is still the same. That's what makes it a rigid motion. And the word isometry is just another word for rigid motion. Theorem 4.1 is talking about a composition. Anytime you have 2 or more transformations and you combine them into one, that's a composition. And a composition is still a rigid motion, which means it will still have the same size and shape as the original figure. So here's a composition example. So once again, the figure with no tick marks at all is your pre-image. So the blue one is the pre-image. The rule from the pre-image to the first image, so from the blue triangle to the red, is x plus 5 and y plus 1. Reason is because each point moved over to the right 5 and then up 1 to form the red triangle. Now, from the red triangle to the green triangle, the rule is x minus 5, y minus 5. So from the red, you would have to go to the left 5 and then down 5 to form the green triangle. When you rewrite a composition as a single transformation, combine the x's. So x first went +5 and then -5. +5 minus 5 is 0. That's on the x-axis. For the y-axis, it started at +1 and then -5. Mathematically, positive 1 minus 5 is minus 4. That's the y-axis. So the rule, if you combine these into 1, you'll get x plus 0 and y minus 4. The 0 is from combining the x's. The minus 4 is combining the y's. Or you can rewrite this as x and then y minus 4, because x minus 0 is just x. So anytime you see a rule that just says x, or what if it just says y, that means that that coordinate did not move at all. Okay, performing transformations. So you will be given the points of a pre-image, okay? And you're going to plot it in Desmos and draw it, and then you're going to translate it. All right, so let's talk about the translation first. The rule is x minus 4 and y plus 1. The x minus 4 means all the x coordinates of points A, B, and C, you subtract 4 from them. So everything I highlighted in yellow, those are the x coordinates, and you're going to subtract 4. The y coordinates, you add 1 to it because it says y plus 1. So I highlighted the y coordinates in blue. So for our new coordinates, I'm going to do 0 minus 4, 2 plus 1. 0 minus 4 is negative 4, and 2 plus 1 is 3. For point B, we're going to do 4 minus 4 and 5 plus 1. 4 minus 4 is 0, 5 plus 1 is 6. For C, we're going to do 5 minus 4 and 2 plus 1. 5 minus 4 is 1, 2 plus 1 is 3. So these are the coordinates of the image. Now, when you go to Desmos, and I'm going to show you this in a minute, to plot your original figure, you want to click Table. You go on Desmos, click the plus sign, click Table, and then enter your coordinates. I'm going to flip on over to Desmos. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys. So I already have it in. So in Desmos, click plus and click Table. And then here are the points for A, B, and C in the table. And you see the graph shows you the points. Now I'm going to click the little, what you call that thing, like a gear or whatever. Click that. And I'm going to click the black circle. My points are in black. Click the black circle. I want my points to connect, so I'm going to click line. Now notice when I did that, it didn't close the figure up. That's why it's important, if you want the figure to close up in your table, whatever the first point is, put it again as your last point. When you do that, the figure will close up for you. Okay, so this was the pre-image. All right, this is the pre-image for, oops, that's not your class. This is the pre-image for points A, B, C. Okay, now, oops, let me go back. The coordinate rule was x minus 4, y plus 1. I showed you how to find the new coordinates mathematically, but in Desmos will do it for you. So on the next line, if you click the coordinate rule, x minus 4, y plus 1, and make sure your x and y matches your x and y in the table. My x and y in the table has 1s by them, x1, y1. So in my coordinate rule, I want to make sure my x and y say x1, y1. And if I click label, see how the coordinates appear? See that? Negative 4, 3, 0, 6, and 1, 3. And I connected mine because I clicked the gear, and then I click this blue dot, and then I click lines. If I don't click lines, it's just going to be 3 dots. So click lines. Go back again. Lines. There. I also made it dotted. You could leave it solid if you want to. You can make it dashes or make it dotted. I like mine dotted. So that's it for that. And then you want to insert a screenshot. So I did make a video for this already, but I'll do it again real fast. So to take a screenshot of my Desmos, I'm going to click Share Graph, and then I'm going to click Export Image. And I'm going to click download. And it comes up down here, right? So I'm going to open it up. And up here, I'm going to click share again. And I'm going to click copy file. Now I go to my slides and where it says insert. So I'm going to paste it here. You can right click and hit paste, or over here hit edit, paste. And here it is. I can make it a little smaller so that it fits. I can move it. Okay. So that's how I inserted my image on the slide. So this is what I want you to do because I want to see that you actually graphed it in Desmos. Okay. The next slide. Come on. So next slide, you have the same pre-image, but this time it's a different rule, X and then Y minus 5. So X mean do not change any of the X coordinates, but Y minus 5 mean take your Y coordinates and subtract 5. So I'm not going to do all of that with you. I'm just showing you. So back to this. Use my handy dandy highlighter. Let me erase this. Ooh, shoot. Yeah. So right here, Y minus 5. So for all these Y coordinates, subtract 5. Since it just says X, doesn't say minus or plus anything, your X numbers will stay the same. So the 0, 0, 4, and 5 will stay the same. Okay? You're going to write your new coordinates in this box here. You're going to graph the pre-image and the image and take a screenshot so that I can see. So back to this page. So here's the rule. And now I want to show you what it looks like. Okay. But if I click label, the points will appear. And then you'll click that. Don't forget, you're going to click the gear symbol. You're going to click that circle. And when you click that circle, select lines. And then you can make it dotted if you want to. Alrighty. Almost done here. Performing composition. So this is more than one. Okay. Now, when you're done, it's going to be 3 segments on your graph. 3. Okay, so I'm going to do this one with you because it might be a tad bit confusing. So first, you're going to plot the point R and S. You're going to go to Desmos and select Table. I think I did this one already. So let me go down. No, I think I did it over here. I did. Okay. All right. So here we go. So this is segment RS, right? Segment RS is -4, -6,4, and -3,7. So this is point RS. You go to Desmos, click the plus sign, click table, and then put your points in. If you want the segment to connect, click the gear, click the circle, and click lines, and your segment will connect. On the next line, type in the first translation rule. So the first translation rule was X plus 5, Y minus 2. That's the first translation. So I got my X plus 5, Y minus 2, but I have my X's and Y's matching what's in the table. The table says X1, Y1. So this translation rule is X1, Y1. So I click that and label. See the points? Okay, I made my connect. I had clicked the gear shift, I clicked the circle, and I clicked lines, and I made mine dashed. That's how I like it. Okay, now the second translation, whatever the image was on the first translation, you apply the next translation rule to the new image. Okay, so the X minus 4 and Y minus 2 is for the red segment. X minus 4, Y minus 2. Now, you don't really need Desmos. You can actually take this point And see how you go over 1, 2, 3, 4. That's x minus 4 and y minus 2. 1, 2 is right here. But it won't let me click on the graph. I don't think. Let me see. Will it let me? Nope. So it doesn't let me draw a point on the graph. But I'm just showing you. And in this point, the same thing. X minus 4, y minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It'll be somewhere here. So what I did was I made another table underneath this one. So I clicked here. I made another table. I put in the points of my red segment. -2, -1, 2, and 2, 5. And then I made it, wait, I didn't do anything after that. Then I clicked on the next line. Let me back up. These coordinates, I put them in a table. -1, 2, 2, 5. On my next line, I typed in my next translation rule, which is x minus 4, y minus 2. Okay? Now, on this table, my x and y is x2, y2. So this time in my coordinate rule, I type x2 and y2. So once I did that, I made it a line and I made it dotted, and then I could label the coordinates if I want. So you should have all three of these on your decimal slide, okay? So take the snapshot like I told you on the previous screen, insert your picture here. Oops, wrong slide, not here. Here, insert your picture here. Now for rewrite the composition as a single one, that's when you combine the two rules. So I'm gonna combine my x's, right? When I combine my x's, I am combining a positive 5 and minus 4. That's gonna give me positive 1. So now I have x plus 1. When I combine the y's, my y started off at -2, and then the second one was -2. Together it's -4. So y minus 4. So this is combining the two translations into one. But you can also see on the graph, if I go back to Desmos, you will see that, that's the wrong one, this one. So the black one is the pre-image, the red one is the first translation, the blue one is the second translation. When I combine them, I basically was saying, how can I get from the black straight to the blue? And from the black, I would go to the right 1 down 4 to this point. Same thing here, to the right 1 down 4. That's why the combination of the two rules was x plus 1, y minus 4. See that? X plus 1, y minus 4. So again, on your screenshot, all three segments should be on your graph. Your segments are like this. So I hope that helps. And if you're still confused or have questions or need some help, feel free to come meet with me. I'm more than happy to help you. Take care.